Hello, Happy New Year. This is Betamax80, just back from my Christmas break. Back in my room, you know, the room. Look at it, it desperately needs sorting out. I can see it's all in the background now. Oh well, it's not the point of this video. I'm looking at doing 3 videos today. I've got a lot to cover. I want to do an inside of my Windows 98 2000 computer that I'm calling 98 build creatively. First of all though, I wanted to show you my SD card to IDE adapter. It's slightly interesting because it's similar to the unit that Phil's Computer Lab reviewed, but it's slightly different in that it actually has an IDE, sorry, not an IDE, a PCI slot type bracket, so you can actually access the unit externally and you can swap out the SD cards, which I think is quite a cool idea. I think it's going to be an absolute nightmare to cable manage with an IDE cable running across the back of all of my expansion cards, but we'll worry about that in a few minutes when I actually try to put it in. So here's the unit itself. Literally came today from China. Plain bag, as these things are always in, it seems. All these creative ideas. Same as my USB floppy disk drive replacement, completely plain bag, no manual, no nothing. This is the unit. 2 things to consider. I saw at the time that although it's IDE, the power is a floppy disk drive connector. I don't know why they chose that. Why it can't be a Molex, I don't know. But first consideration is to buy a Molex to floppy disk drive cable. It cost me about £1.80, something like that on Amazon. It's not expensive, but it's a consideration because you don't want to be having a dead unit arrive. Then you need to get your SD cards. This is what I don't like about this. It may be external, but it's a nightmare getting cards in and out. It seems to be scraping the bottom of cards at the moment. And the screws are weird screws. I can't actually just change them out. See, that's a brand new card and it's being scraped to high heaven at the moment. see if it loosens up. Anyway, this is the device. Back of the device, I think it's quite neat. So it's actually got access lights. I believe that's power, error, access. I think that's quite cool. I like that for one thing, because the internal SD to IDE adapter doesn't have any sort of indication as to what it's doing, so I thought that was quite cool. It's the same basic design, I think, as the model that Phil's Computer Lab used. It's a slightly different arrangement, but the same basic card. The chip seems to say, no, my webcam still can't cope, but it's an ST368 chip, it seems. So I think it's a different chip to the one that the completely internal system uses. See if it works. But as with the other, it has a full ID connector. I bought this because I like the fact that this doesn't have just a few pins sticking out the top of it that'll hopefully work. It has a proper ID interface. I think that's a good sign of a bit of quality, really. So yeah, looks interesting. This is a 16GB SD card. I've also got a 64GB somewhere. This is about £5.90 in Tesco's at the moment, and I'm thinking of this being maybe a Windows 3.11 and DOS install, so it's not going to use more than probably 2 gig anyway, so this will be fine. I'm interested to see what the speed is actually like using this interface. This is only an 80 megabits a second card, but we'll see what that actually translates to in usage. So it just slots in the top here. It's weird, it's brand new. This was absolutely sealed. I've had to cut this open. It's automatically sealed, but there's a scratch in this already. It's typical Chinese manufacture. It's like the parts have been in storage for absolutely years. It's quite bizarre. Anyway, yes, this just goes in. It's not pretty, and I've tried to loosen the bracket screws, but they're weird. They're kind of a box design. I don't think I've got a screwdriver that will actually handle them, so it's like a square rather than it being the normal Phillips layout. But the SD card goes all the way in. You hear a kind of a click, which I think is quite nice, because at least you know it's all the way in the slot then. Does go all the way in. I think it's going to be a bit of a problem taking the cards out again because it seems to need a fair bit of force. It'd be nice if it had an eject mechanism, but it's okay. Anyway, that's that. The unit was about £12 shipped. This is about £1.80 on Amazon. This card was £6. Depends what capacity you want. You can get 128 for about £20 now. So yeah, I guess if we talk about it as a starter kit, we're talking about £20 really. £20 to sort of to DIY this this solution. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Okay, next couple of videos coming up a little bit later on. Bye for now.